Okay, so hello everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to some of you. I have the pleasure to have invited today my dear friend and admired colleague, Dr. Hagara Feldman. Hagara is, welcome.
Doctor.
Hagara is the director of one of our Israeli official schema therapy trainings. She holds a master's degree in cognitive behavioral psychotherapy and is a certified expert and supervisor in CBT through ITA, which is Israeli CBT Association, and also holds an EABCT, European CBT certificate. She's also certified schema therapy supervisor and trainer, accredited by the International Society of Schema Therapy, also known as the ISST. And she teaches and trains therapists in schema therapy and is the founder of the training program, the Schema Therapy Center Farsaba. Am I pronouncing it right?
Yes, correct.
An ISST approved certification program. So she was a member of the first board of the Israeli Schema Therapy Association until recently served as a chair of the Emergent Countries Committee at the ISST. Hagara works extensively in online therapy and supervision with clients and supervisees from diverse cultural backgrounds, and she regularly presents and publishes internationally in the field. Her therapeutic and supervisory approach integrates CBT, schema therapy, and other emotion-focused models like EFT, AEDP. So it's going to be a very helpful conference webinar for our audience. I'm sure it's going to be wonderful. So, so welcome again, Hagara. And
Thank you so much, Patricia, for the lovely introduction and for having me.
Absolutely, you're welcome. So, can you share how you got interested in online therapy?
That's okay. That's a good question, and I think I owe the credit to Wendy Behari, who's my supervisor for many years. And it was long ago, before COVID and before people were more used to work online. We used Skype and GoToMeeting and all kinds of online, more primitive, I think, apps. And I've been seeing her with, it was a group, it is still running our group supervision for many years. And, it just felt so real. I didn't feel like I don't connect to her because it's online. On the contrary, it felt like a real relationship. And for me, it turned to be a living proof that it works. And therefore, it kind of provided me with the confidence that it is doable. And when I was reached out from other countries for the first time, I was a little bit nervous about it, but I also felt like, okay, like I have trust in this medium. And that's actually how I started. Yeah.
So let's go to the next question. As schema therapists, we address schemas and modes. Do schemas and modes manifest differently in an online therapy setting?
Yeah. Well, of course, we would see like it would be quite the same, right? Like the same schemas and modes, we would do the same exploration and people bring their experiences from their daily life. But since schemas can be activated from an implicit or explicit triggers, the setting itself, the online setting itself, may also trigger schemas and modes. For example, technical glitches, right? Like unstable internet, might activate abandonment schema. Like the client may assume that the therapist is frustrated with them, which would cause fear of rejection or anxiety. And then we would start feeling the vulnerable child mode or anger. The angry child mode might show up, right? And when the vulnerable part is activated, clients also may react through any coping mode, right? So they can react in a surrendering style. Oh, this is my fault. I'm so sorry. Being so apologetic. You must be so tired of me, or whatever. They might get into avoidant mode. Like, I can't, no, I'm sorry. I can't do it. This is too much. It doesn't work for me, and disappear. Or they may overcompensate, like blaming us for the internet dropout or instability. They may demand to pay less due to reduced time through missing time, etc. So this is like one example, but it actually can come out from the setting in many ways. It can also come from a lack of confidence with technology. It can come out when clients don't want to see their own reflection on the screen, maybe embarrassing of their own home environment, like what do you see at my background? Although these days, I think Zoom found a good solution for that by blurring or just artificial background. But these are just like, few examples of how the effectiveness schema can be activated in the online setting. And client might feel shame, believing the therapist views them as stupid or ugly, right? But all these reactions are actually, they might be like an overload, but it's also such a fantastic opportunity just from the beginning, right? To highlight unmet needs or schemas. And I think, recognizing these triggers early can really provide us, like later in the therapy, valuable opportunities for scripting and for many things that that would be helpful in the schema therapy process.
Yes.
And of course, the reparenting, but yeah.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned in your paper, wonderful paper, by the way, that we're going to include. Yeah, we're going to include a link. You mentioned how the abandonment schema, that the patient may feel during the session if the communication gets interrupted. Can you use it for a flow back? Okay, for our audience who the flow is we use an affective bridge. Okay, it's the feeling of abandonment can be useful as an affective bridge, and we go to experiences where childhood experiences when the child was 10 or less, where he or she felt abandoned and alone. So when they read the rescripting, so yeah, that's a great opportunity. And then the punitive critic can show up, of course, and clients can blame themselves for the poor connection, internet connection, or for not having charged their computer or cellular phone, and get disconnected, and or having when they use the cellular phone, they have incoming WhatsApp messages. I mean, in our region, it's more like WhatsApp. So they feel bad about it. And sometimes the image goes out. We don't see the patient all of a sudden. But also the therapist can have a compliant surrender coping mode to the punitiveness schema. And I sometimes, I know quite a lot of technology since the pandemic times, because I had to learn, there was no other way. But sometimes it's, oh my God, it's my internet that's not good enough. And so these things, by the way, happen in some regions, that sometimes the internet, is poor, But then you can use what I do is I turn off I mute the voice, the sound with the computer, and then I use the WhatsApp, for voice, and I keep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, it's a great solution, right?
Yeah, but then there's something else. You mentioned the abuse schema, and some clients feel financially abused if they are responsible for setting up their computers, charge their computers, and it's okay if this happened once or maybe twice, but if that happens frequently, then we cannot give them more time, and they would feel financially abused, right?
Mm.
Or the emotional deprivation schema shows up sometimes because they say, okay, that's not enough. We didn't have enough time. So give me more time. And then if we don't, we can't, then they feel financially abused as well. And as you said, angry child mode gets activated, and then maybe the bully shows up, the bully mode shows up. So that can lead to a therapy break. It's quite difficult for us therapists, but
absolutely.
Thanks to schema therapy, is quite possible. We know how to address those things. Good, thank you. Thank you so much. Again, you're making me think about my own experiences. So